Welcome. Welcome to the Imagine meditation. My name is Alexei. I'm part of the Islands of Coherence cohort. And this is my member offering. I will take a maximum of about 45 minutes. I will provide a bit of context. Then we will imagine a wonderful world together. And afterwards, there will be a little time for sharing. But first, let's start with a minute of silence with the intention to really ground in this shared space and see if you can focus on your breath. Wonderful. Like many people today, I believe that we live in the most potentiated times. Collectively and individually, we are quickly approaching disillusionment, an event horizon where it becomes crystal clear that the true nature of things, who we are, where we come from, our potential and our destiny as a species is very different from what we used to believe. Disillusionment, or the first phase of this next step in humankind's evolution, implies a change in our psychology, a shift to a different way of seeing ourselves and our purpose, of seeing humanity, our Mother Gaia, and the entirety of creation. In order to facilitate this shift, in order to ease the process of disillusionment, I invite you to consider that our worldview is malleable, that we are always free to change our perspective on any given subject, and that we can always choose the most serving perspective, a perspective that serves everyone and everything, a perspective that is aligned with our heart of hearts. The purpose of the Imagine meditations is to provide a glimpse into the reality we prefer, to prepare and pre-pave our way to our post-disillusionment reality, to exercise our creative capacity while focused on what we want, and to begin ushering in this wonderful world we're co-creating. The topic of today's Imagine meditation is science and technology. So let's put our imagination to work. Let's recall the original purpose and principles of science, and let's immerse ourselves in a fulfilling, thriving reality filled with wonder and exploration. Let's see. Let me share my screen. Start by closing your eyes. Put your hands on your heart if you feel like it. Really focus on connecting with your heart. Slow down and deepen your breath. The next breath you take, Imagine inhaling into your heart. Feel appreciation for your heart. The next breath you take, feel the earth pulling you in. Feel grounded and connected to the earth. The next breath you take, let go of any tension you may be holding and relax your shoulders. Imagine that you're looking at the earth from space. From up here, it is especially easy to do this. Imagine the earth exactly as you would want it to be. Your authentic idea of a utopia that you know is not only possible, but is in fact imminent. You're looking at it. What does the earth look like from space? Is it green and lush and blue and white and beautiful? Do you see its crown of northern lights? Do you notice anything else? Do you see beautiful structures, towers and rings, raised high in the stratosphere? Are there complex space stations and entire cities orbiting the Earth as satellites? Do you see spaceships coming in and going out into deep space? What do they look like? Have we mastered gravity control? Is space travel as easy as air travel once used to be? How does this technology work? Have we learned to harness the energy that's all around us? Do we tap into the fabric of space-time for an infinite and clean source of energy? Lower to a bird's eye view perspective. Do you see how clear the air is? Have we restored the environment on the entire planet to its pristine and balanced state? What have our scientists achieved with matter creation? Are we able to quickly build structures of any shape and size? What do these structures look like? Has art and architecture blended and blossomed with this technology? What beauty has this new renaissance produced? Do we have a better understanding of nature's fundamental real work? Do we learn from nature? Does our technology connect to, augment, support, and blend with nature? We're approaching a city. Do you see skyscrapers of natural gardens and orchards producing different kinds of food? What shapes do they form? Do you see cars and cargo ships glide quietly through the air? Do our vehicles travel as fast as we want with zero impact on the environment? Do our computers make sure that all our travel is safe? How does this technology work? Have we transformed our streets and highways into gardens and orchards? Do you see green and blue everywhere you look? Is there shade everywhere? Take a deep breath. Feel how clean the air is. Can you smell the ripe fruit? Have we shifted to a zero waste system where our food containers are automatically cleaned and refilled at the source, then automatically delivered back to our homes? Have we reestablished the purpose of science to serve humankind, to serve our Mother Gaia, to serve all of life? Is science once again fueled by the spirit of wonder, curiosity, and exploration? What have we achieved with this attitude combined with determination? Do we celebrate when a scientific breakthrough has been made? Do scientists genuinely celebrate when they're proven to have been wrong? Do we foster and encourage curiosity in children? Do we support their thinking differently? Do we learn from our children? How has science progressed in the field of medicine? Do we have ubiquitous devices that restore our health via sorting frequencies in sound and light? How have we advanced in the field of technology? How have we advanced in the field of psychology? Have we as humankind expanded our identity and responsibility? Do we identify with all of humanity? With the earth? With the entirety of existence? How magnificent is this time we're living in? How are we contributing to the evolution of humanity by simply being here? How are we contributing to the evolution of our planet, of the Milky Way, of the entire universe? How is our perseverance, our resolve, our intent, our claiming of our divine sovereignty helping us evolve? What is our collective story? Where are we going? What does our future hold? How does it feel to know that this reality, this wonderful world you are creating, is not only possible, but is in fact imminent? Allow this knowing to find a home in your mind, and allow this feeling to find a home in your heart. With the next deeper breath you take, connect with your divine sovereign nature. With the next deeper breath you take, allow the feeling of wonder to radiate from your heart and to ripple out through your entire body. With the next deeper breath you take, feel love for humankind, for our Mother Gaia, and for all living things. This magnificent reality you're creating is already yours. This is who you are. Draw it all in. Allow your body to vibrate with the experience of the wonderful world you're creating and bring it into the now. if you feel like there are some jewels you would like to share with us so that it would round out the experience for the group, please share.
Just as you started, I saw a picture of the skyscrapers of the future. Stepped. Depends on their footprint, how much they take of the ground. But each, at a certain point, each would drop a section. So that the business would be down below and the residents would be up above, and each residence would have a garden to grow its food right out in front of it. That's boom. Then you said it. Yeah.
Jeannie.
I wanted to say, thank you. I wanted to say that the imagery that you created from the questions and the creativity of what color, sound, taste, all our senses could imagine in this future world, and the far off distances of what the landscapes would look like and the immediate things that would be in our homes, the potential we would have for food, for sharing, for keeping this sort of global energy, this kind of effervescence. It was remarkable. Thank you for those questions. They were just beautiful.
Yeah, this is Nancy. I smelled the beautiful perfume too in the room. I'm like, where'd that smell come from? And ever since I was small, I've always imagined heaven on earth, Garden of Eden, and then just the population growing, and we stay in that Garden of Eden, heaven on earth. And that's how it was in the 50s and 60s where I grew up in northern New Jersey. Everything was accepting and acceptable and safe, all the positive words in the dictionary. That was a reality. That was not an illusion. We were happy people. Schools, churches, synagogues were happy. Even Jerusalem with its four quarters, they were all accepting of one another, and nobody bothered anybody back then. And then I don't know what happened. I think the whole concept of fear got introduced to Americans with the Hindus and love and fear, love and fear, love and fear back in the 70s. And I thought, oh boy, there goes love and safety, love and safety. Safety is just, fear is just an absence of safety. And sure enough, I've observed this whole country just go downhill ever since, and fear come up, and pain and suffering and all those negative words in the dictionary. And I go into two extremes. I can imagine the most beautiful life, the most beautiful world of being, just being in this pureness, being in this innocence. And I can imagine the doing, the technology of, and I'm a scientist, I'm a biologist, retired. And I just imagine Disney World, you know, monorails around. And I'm wondering, why haven't the Department of Transportation imitated that throughout the world? I think Japan's the closest to realistic, you know, non-gravitational, non-traction kind of trains and everything, and no friction. And I just don't understand why technology hasn't gotten caught up with the movies and the imagination like that. Why is there such a big gap between our imagination in the movie theaters and the reality of what I'm seeing around me? It just seems so boring what I look at. And so I have ideas for movies. I have ideas for visualizing. That came up too in this visualization. I always visualize like a 2-hour movie, like the first 15, 20 minutes, the whole creation process, the beautifulness, the Garden of Eden, paradise, wonderfulness, and then have the audience like write down their ideal life, their ideal dreams, their ideal everything, the best of everything, best relationships, best of everything. And then show like 10 minutes of everything collapsing, relationships falling apart, hating, killing, what's going on, like in Russia kind of thing, and Ukraine. Make it the worst. Imagine the worst. And make people literally sick in a sense that is opposite of reality that is designed. And then have like people feel into that feeling and feel it until they return to safety again. And then start the movie up with the ideal kind of things happening. And again, have the person in the audience visualize they're back on track with their own dreams coming true. And that relationship is working, and that passion is being visualized and demonstrated in reality, and that building is being built, and that space travel is wonderful, and water comes out of the kitchen tap faucet pure, and there's no need for plastic bottles, and everything is solar energy redesigning itself and retransmuting plastics into solar energy, and hate being transmuted into love, and doubt into certainty, and illusion into reality, and no more disillusionment. Have real, things can just be unrealistically unrealistic, and now we return to reality. So that's, I've shared enough, I guess. So thank you.
I totally agree with you, and that's kind of the movie that we're collectively watching right now. And that's kind of the purpose of these meditations, is to remember the true nature of things.
Yes, I don't forget it. I keep remembering it. I keep focusing on world peace, world peace. If I have world inner peace, then I want it to reflect to 7.8 billion people.
Yeah.
That I never stopped thinking that. Thank you.
Thank you,
Very
Nancy.
valuable.
Thank you. Kathy?
Hey, I just wanted to say that I so appreciate the format that you're using here, that is appreciative, and just the beauty and the lightness of your questioning. I just am always impacted, feeling buoyant, feeling hopeful, and I'm all about the possibilities. I really appreciate you putting together so thoughtfully around a theme of possibilities, and you have a gift, and I want to see more of these appreciative inquiry kind of formats. So, I moved, very moved. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Kathy. Thank you for sharing. Steve?
Mentioning about, like, you paint a picture. There was a painter, I think his first name was Bob, but he was on public television. And he would paint a picture from scratch in like one show at half an hour. But he painted that picture by asking questions just like you did. He would say, well, I think there should be a tree over here. Shouldn't there be a rock over here? And he would You use the same method. I forget his name. He was a wonderful guy, but he was on PBS for a long time. But he painted a picture as he went.
Great. Interesting. Thank you for sharing that. Teresa?
Yeah, I wanted to jump in, Kathy. That was such a great testimonial for exactly what Alexei is providing here. It was like really succinct. And Nancy, I loved your sharing too. I think this is exactly what's happening as we're watching this movie, and we're starting to get these signals to actually like wake up to actually what's true, which is very different than that. But Kathy, I wonder if we could have your permission that if Alexei takes that clip out where you just say something about this, because we're going to help Alexei get these meditations out to a larger audience during the Peace Through Unity 99 days. They're really important that they're out there as we're imagining what we can do. And a little testimonial like that would be super fun.
Oh, absolutely. I'd be happy for that to spread.
Thank you
Great,
so much,
thank
Kathy.
you. So Alexei, when you do your edits and you post this in, also choose like 3 of your meditations, take off the beginning, right? And just have the meditations, and then also get a clip of Kathy, and let's have that be what you post in your piece to start.
Sounds good.
Okay?
Yeah, thanks.
Yay. That was beautiful. And of course, Alexei's, he has such an interesting combination of reference points, where we all kind of share things that are related to our experience. And, Alexei is a tango dancer, and he's really into dancing right now. Like they're dancing and dancing and dancing. So that's in his body, which means things are more fluid, which means there's some precision because it's tango, right? So the words are crisp and there's not a lot of extra stuff, right? Because tango's like that. He's also really into the whole like money system and like a change of how we do that, which means he also is thinking about how current moves. Like you wouldn't be thinking about new money systems unless you had this feeling about how things could be moving so they're more generative. And then he's a web designer. And God, there was one other thing I was going to say, Lexi, about you that's so interesting because it's so diverse, all of these parts, but you can feel it in what he's choosing to share here, which is this perfect synergy of all of these different parts of where his awareness is. And that in the last piece, like if you haven't listened to the in the body piece that Alexei did with us, he took us into just the simplicity of the breath. And from just giving yourself time to focus on breathing, how it ignites all of these feelings inside of our body that have us feel safe, have us feel alive, have us feel in joy just because we're breathing. And that's the clue that that's what's real. That's what's real. So the more that we pay attention to simply breathing and all of the things that it does to bring us present and alive and notice what we see from there, we're going to start to see that it's already here. And really, it requires us being present and breathing and feeling the feelings so that our reality is being reflected from that feeling state. So I just wanted to kind of honor all the sides of Alexei that are coming into coherence and expressing themselves in unique ways like this. Yeah.
So much, Teresa. Thank you. Kelly, did you want to share something?
Yeah, this was really fun for me. I didn't know what to expect. I was like, I'm not really interested in technology, but I love Alexei's Imagines. And it was just fun. And like others have said, the way that you guide us through, so beautiful. And your intelligence and your genius really shines through in the way that you guide us through these imaginings. And I had this feeling like that washed over me. Not only was I feeling good, especially like that question about, you know, sort of breathing in and experiencing wonder and just how then that vibrated out. And I thought, gosh, that just feels so good inside. And then that was followed with, gosh, what a great way of being in service. Like, this is a way that I can make a significant contribution, and not to underestimate what we just did here in service to the whole. And I also imagined you getting this out to a greater audience. It was really great. Teresa brought that up, that's the intention, because I thought, wow, can you imagine we expand this and more people get attracted to what, and more people are holding these visions and imagining this. What a great service we would do to the transformation that is wanting to happen through us at this time. So yeah, it was beautiful, wonderful. Thank you so much, Alexi. And everybody that came today. What a great way for us to be in service to the earth and this evolutionary process. Yeah.
Thank you
And
so much, Kelly.
yeah, inviting heaven on earth. I have felt that's been strong in me since my early 20s. It's like I had this aha, like, oh my gosh, heaven is right here. Everything we need for heaven is right here. How do we make that happen? So this feels like a way.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, everyone. It is a pleasure to co-create this with you. It's yeah, it's super inspiring to be writing these, to be guiding these. It's yeah, it makes my heart sing. So thank you all. Thank you all very much, and we'll see you next time.